Okay, we are going through different aspects of professionalism. Okay, and up till now we have gone through the basic definitions, definition of a profession, definition of a professional, and definition of a professionalism, and how or what a professional engineer has to have. Okay, and how others judge if you are a professional or not, what affects their judgment, what you should be focusing on to become a professional, the expectations of the client from the profession, and what the client is not expecting you to do, what is your co-worker expecting you to do and what they are not expecting you to do, and some qualities which is basically a combination of the previous two. Okay, workplace issues, three main issues: functional trust, mutual respect, open communication. Then we talked about teamwork in engineering. The last lecture, the online one, we talked about what do we mean by critical thinking. I mentioned it earlier as well in one of the previous lectures. Okay, so in critical thinking, basically we are looking at information in a systematic way. Okay, you have some information, now you have to filter it and you have to look at it in a systematic way to see if you can take the results from it or not. This is the gist of critical thinking, how we can develop critical thinking, the steps of critical thinking, and then we looked at one example of how to filter out the information for your sake. Okay, for your sake, the example which is given is very relevant to your case. Okay, because you will be making assignments and projects and so on. Okay, so try to focus on the information which is relevant and accurate. Okay, I will give you one example. This happened to a PhD student. Okay, he gave the thesis. In the thesis, he wrote that in 1800 something, 1800, more than 1 century, more than 130, 40 years. Okay, he wrote something about traffic, and he started from 1800 something. Imagine. Okay, he got the information from somewhere. It was written, something was written, and he just took it and he wrote it in the thesis. Okay, so what was missing when he got the information? He didn't think about it. Okay, he didn't analyze it. Okay. So that's why it's important for you. Okay, a lot of times you have the problem with the source of the information. Okay, even in your assignment, the first assignment. Okay, one of you wrote, I know STAD, I know AutoCAD, I know Civil 3D, and so on and so forth. Even I don't know all these things. Okay, nobody knows all. You get the information before you write. Look. Okay, analyze. Okay, what have you got? Okay. Then we talked about humanness as well, which is human behavior, and you should consider human behavior in your professional work as well, because you are working with human beings, right? Okay. I'll move on to another topic. Okay. Why this is chapter 3, don't ask me. Okay. It's chapter 3 from the list of topics. Anyways. Okay. If somebody says you have a moral obligation to do this, or somebody says that you are morally indefensible. Okay, this is your moral obligation. Meaning what? Obligation means your responsibility. Okay, obligation means your responsibility, your job. Okay, your job. Moral means you have to do it whether somebody says or doesn't say. Okay, you are sitting somewhere and you have to do this thing. If somebody says it or doesn't say it, this is your job, you have to do it. Okay, let me give an example. If there is a doctor in the room, okay, not me, don't look at me, the other type of, the good one. they are choking, they are about to die. Okay, and the doctor says, he didn't come to my clinic. I don't have the reports. Okay, I don't know that guy. I don't know that girl. Okay, and that person dies. Okay, so he is morally responsible to do something, right? Because he is a medical doctor. Okay, whether that person says his name or not, whether he says, no, doctor, come to me, whether he says it or not, this person is having a problem in front of you. Your moral application is to do something, right? Clear enough? Okay. Same thing, a policeman is standing there somewhere, okay, and two people start fighting. Okay, or they see there's a kid running on the road. Can this policeman say, no, let me search for his or her parents? Okay, or I'm off duty now, I cannot look at this kid now. Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay, so there is no excuse. So the moral obligation means something for which you don't have any excuse. This is your job. You have to do it. Nobody will tell you. This is default. This is default. Clear or not? Everything good? Huh? So, and the same thing goes, this is the moral obligation. Okay? If, the other way of saying it, you are morally indefensible. So, defense means you are giving me an excuse now. Morally indefensible means there is no excuse. Okay? You cannot get out of it now. You cannot say this happened because of this. Okay? In the case of a student, you cannot say I had to copy because of this. There is no excuse for copying, right? There is no excuse for copying. Whether we tell you or not. Okay? So this is what we mean here. So this brings us to the concept of ethics. Okay, ethics is something you have to do. Okay, something you have to do. Something ethics is related to the moral values. Ethics is related to your moral obligation, to your responsibility. Okay, so an engineer may say that this site is not my responsibility because this is professional responsibility. But if it is something related to ethics or morals, he cannot say this. I cannot do this. This is his obligation. This is his responsibility. All ethical standards, all moral values are everybody's responsibility. I talked about respect earlier, right? So you cannot disrespect anyone because of their profession, because of their color, because of their position, because of money. Okay? Why? Because this is part of ethics. Professionally, there's a labor, he is much lower than you, he has to obey you, you will give him the salary, you can fire him, but you cannot disrespect him, right? You cannot abuse him by words and so on and so forth. Okay. So what is ethics? Ethics is the study of moral principles. Okay, like I mentioned earlier. So morals are a set of principles that govern the behavior of one person or a group of persons. Okay. So standards which the society has set, every person has to follow those standards. Those are known as morals. Okay. So ethics or the study of moral principles will tell you about what is right and wrong, what is considered good or bad. Okay, and okay, these are different terms used for the same. Okay, so basically they tell you what you can do, what you cannot do. Simple. If you do this, this is considered good. If you do this, this is considered bad. Okay, give me an example. What is considered good everywhere for everybody? Tell me. Give me a standard, a moral standard. Yes, a moral standard. If I do this, everybody will say I am bad. Everybody will say whether I am doing it here or outside. Give me one example.
Lying.
Huh?
Lying.
Lying, right? Okay, if you lie, lying in the class, outside the class, in your profession, in your home, lying is considered what? Bad, right? Or good? Agreed or not? It's bad. Okay, don't take it. Okay, it's bad. So this is what now lying as moral standard. Okay, it's a moral standard. Cheating in any form. Okay, not just the cheating with the assignment. Cheating in any form, right? Okay, you're selling something, you're buying something. Cheat in any form. This is considered bad, wrong. Okay, so these are what now moral standards. These are moral principles. Okay, then when we study moral principles, people have developed their theories. Okay, for example, when people study science, we have theories, right? We have Newton's laws. Newton's laws are what? Theories, right? Okay, and we have theory of relativity by Einstein and so on. Okay, so these are theories. When you study something, then you say this is happening because of this. Right? So this is a theory. So we have ethical theories as well. Okay, we have ethical theories as well. We have theories about people's behavior. We have theories about people's behavior. So they try to explain, these ethical theories try to explain why certain behavior is considered good or bad. Okay, so they provide you reason why certain things will be considered good or bad. Okay, so whenever you come into a difficult situation, whenever you have to make a decision, okay, then an ethical theory or an ethical theory will help you which side to go, because every time the things are not so clear. Every time the things are not so clear. Okay, go back to the example of the medical example, for example. Okay, so the doctor sometimes they do not tell the patient the complete truth. Okay, like it happened with me. I was with my grandmother in the hospital and she had very serious condition. She died because of that condition. Okay, in the end. Okay, but she faced the same problem few years ago. So they did the surgery. Okay, she faced a lot of treatment and everything. Okay, but she survived for a few years. After that, same thing happened and she had to get into the hospital. And the doctor said that he first of all he came and he said, okay, who is the relative here? They said me for some reason, and he said, okay, come outside. I will tell you what is wrong with her. Okay. Now moral application, normal circumstances, moral application is you tell the patient. Okay, and you do not lie to the patient, right or wrong? Okay, you tell the patient what is wrong and you do not lie to them. Correct? Everybody agrees? Okay, but in her condition, she is already very sick, she is very old. Okay, so if you tell her what is wrong with her, okay, and it is the same problem which she was suffering 5 or 6 years ago, she will become worse. Okay, so this is where the ethical theory will help you to decide when you can go against something which is wrong. Okay, when things are not so clear, then you go back to your principle. Okay, what your principle is as a doctor, your principle is what? You should look after the patient, right? You should look after the patient. Look after the patient, sometimes you have to go against some of the other principles, like lying and hiding something and so on. Got my point? Okay, so ethical theory will help you make decisions in difficult situations about what to do. Okay, when things are not so clear, an ethical theory will tell you which direction you can go. Okay, so these theories will help you solve problems related to your virtue. Virtue means your own personality. Okay, virtue meaning your own personality. Ethics related to your duty. Okay, ethics related to your rights. You know the difference between them? Duty and rights. What's the difference between them? Anyone?
Duty, I have to do it.
And right?
Rights is my
Huh?
It's for you.
It's for you and duty is also for you.
Duty I have to do.
Duty you have to do. Right, you have to get. Duty is what you have to do, and right, what you should get. Okay. So sometimes you face this problem, right? What I should do and what I should get. Okay. If I am paid a salary, then what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to work 24/7? Okay. Should I answer my boss whenever he calls me, even if it is at midnight? Okay. So what is my duty, and what are my rights? Okay. I'm not. If I'm paid late, is this the correct way to treat me, and so on and so forth? Okay. So what are my rights? If I'm working for a company, what am I supposed to get from them? Okay. So those are rights. And what am I supposed to do? This is my duty. Okay. Then you have, I have to say now, utilitarianism. Utilitarianism. Okay. Utility means the benefit of something. Utility means the benefit of something. Okay. Utilitarianism means how much benefit you can get from the other party. Okay. How much or in what ways you can benefit each other. Okay. So I've given this example a number of times earlier. A supplier comes to you and he says, okay, if you don't take the material from the old supplier, take it from me, okay, then I will give you 10% of the profit. Okay, so he is giving you some benefit, right? Is this a good benefit or a bad benefit? Okay, so this comes under utilitarianism. Okay, how much benefit and what ways you are getting benefit from the others. There are good benefits and there are bad benefits. Okay, so how do you decide? Okay, so this all comes under, or you decide according to the ethical and moral theories and principles. Okay, and then there are other things as well, very advanced topics. You cannot go in much detail, but egoism means that you are doing something for your personal, what do you say, to feel good. Okay, egoism is to do something to feel good. Okay, so I'm always talking in the meeting. I don't shut up. Why? Because I have to say something. Do I have new information? No, because I want to, okay, score some points. I want to feel good. Okay, so this is egoism. Relativism is you are looking at things from in comparison. Okay, looking at things in comparison. Okay, so in comparison to this company or in comparison to this project, this one is better. Okay, so this is called as relativism. Okay, and then we have pluralism. Plural means what? We have singular and plural, right? Okay, so single means one and plural means, okay, so pluralism means considering the team. Okay, so pluralism means considering the team. Okay, so all these things are decided according to moral principles and ethical theories. Okay, all these things, what are your duties, what should be your personality, what are your rights, how much benefit you can get from others. Okay, how many things you can do just to feel good for yourself, how you can compare between things and how you should perform in the team. So all these things are part of, or they are solved by ethical theories. Okay, so now we are discussing each one of them. Okay, so virtue ethics means how you define a good person. Okay, so what are considered as good habits? Okay, so it can be, for example, habits like honesty, courage, kindness. They are considered good, right? Okay, so this all comes under virtue ethics. Ethics related to your personality and your own behavior. Okay, so developing virtue ethics, developing good habits will make the workplace better, and obviously it will have a good impact on your life as well. But habits, to develop habits, you may not have these good qualities from the start. Okay? You may not have these good qualities from the start. So you may be, which one should I take? For example, courage. Okay, so I'm a very shy person, I always fear new things and so on. Okay, so I don't have courage. Okay, so how can I develop a good quality in myself? How do you develop something good in yourself? How do we do it? Huh? By trying it. Okay, so you will do something. Now you cannot play with your mind, right? You cannot change your mind in one night. Okay, but for example, a courageous person may take more risks, right? So you may do an action which involves more risks. So to develop habits, we need to do the actions which are according to that habit. Got my point? Okay. To develop a habit, you need to do the actions which will get to that habit. Okay. Something which he mentioned in the presentation as well. Now he is not doing it. With me? Okay. So some people have fear of speaking, right? They cannot communicate well. Okay. Now what do we do? If you cannot communicate well, what do we do? You go to any institute. There are many bodies, many institutes which will help you with communication skills and so on. Okay. There are clubs and boards and so on. Okay. But what do they do? They will ask you to do communication. There is no other way. Okay? They will not say, okay, go to your room and stay there for 15 minutes every day, and after 1 month you will be a very good speaker. Okay? To become a good speaker, you have to speak. Okay? So, actions will develop the habits. Okay? So, you must know what are your shortcomings, in which things you are not good, and then you do the actions which are according to those things. Got my point? Okay. And I have seen, because I have taught at different levels now, 100 level, 200 level, 400 level, and I have taught when I came here for first 3, 4, 5 years. I did not take any course at the 100, 200 level, so I did not know the difference. Okay. But now I can say that when you guys go from 100 level to 300 or 400 level, because of so many presentations you have done, your communication skills do become better. Like I have seen students who were, when they were taking the 100 level course with me or 200 level course with me, they were different. They could not even speak. At 400 level, they are much more comfortable because they did not do anything extra. But they did the presentation so many times that it's become routine for them. Okay? So, virtue ethics means developing good habits. To develop good habits, you must do the actions according to those habits, even if your mind is not supporting you. Okay, so you are still a shy person, but you still have to come up and do the things which a not shy person will do. Okay. Aristotle, what do they call him? Aristotle, I don't know what do they call him. But he was a very, very old man. Okay, he died many, many years ago, but he was very wise, so they still use his quotations and statements. Okay, so according to him, moral behavior is the mean between two extremes. Okay, moral behavior is the mean between two extremes. Okay, so if you are always shy, or you are always courageous, you are doing anything which you want, or you are always shy, these are two extremes, right? So moral behavior will be a balanced approach. It will be in between them. So that's why they call it the golden mean. Okay, meaning you are not on this side or not on the other side. You are somewhere in the balanced side in between. Okay, so you are in the moderate position. Okay, according to this guy, Aristotle, a good personality should be balanced. Okay, a good personality should be balanced. Okay, one who is always speaking and the one who doesn't speak at all, these are two extremes. Okay, a good personality will be in between them. Okay, so and that examples are given. Again, he has taken the example of courage. Okay, yeah, and he has also taken the example of spending. So if you are not spending at all, then that means you are very stingy, you are on one extreme, or you just keep on holding money till you die and you give billions of BDs and your clothes are the same which you bought 20 years ago. So that means you are on the other extreme, right? Okay, so a virtuous person will be balanced. A person who is has good habits will be balanced and he will be right in the middle of the extremes. Okay. Yeah. So how can you be balanced? You need to have practical wisdom, and this is where it is related to the profession. Okay. You need to have practical wisdom, meaning what thing is good in what situation. Practical wisdom means to decide what action is good in what situation. Okay, like I gave the example of speaking. Okay, always speaking is not good, and always keeping quiet is also not good. Practical wisdom is what? To decide when to speak and when to keep quiet. Okay, gave the example of spending. Okay, if you don't spend at all, this is bad. If you, whatever you have, you just keep on spending it, you don't have a single BD in your pocket, okay, that is also bad. The practical wisdom is what? To decide when to spend and when to hold. Okay, so this is according to Aristotle that a good person should be balanced and he should have practical wisdom. Okay, so the two extremes are given. Okay, cowardice, you are always shy, you are always afraid of everything. Courage is balanced. Then we have foolhardiness. Foolhardiness means he does whatever he wants, or she does whatever he wants, without thinking about the result. Okay, so this is bad, this is bad, you need to be something in the middle. Stinginess, you don't spend at all. Generosity, you spend where you have to. And lavishness is whatever I see, I want it, and I will buy it, even if I have to take like a loan from the bank. Okay, so both extremes are bad. Then we have shamelessness. Okay, then we have modesty, and then we have pride. Okay, shamelessness is you are showing off. Okay, and any way you can. Modesty is you have some, you hide something. Okay, and pride is showing off. Okay. So you should be in the middle in every case. Okay, so how can we apply the virtue ethics to the professional world? Some of the things which are given. Okay, so your professional responsibility the virtue related to your professional responsibility, the things which you should have in your personality related to your profession, it comes under these four components. Okay, the things which are related to your personality and profession, they come under these four components. Okay, the first thing is you should be able to make your own decisions. Okay, so this is related to practical wisdom. You should be able to decide for yourself when to do what. Okay, you are not on any extreme, and you can take this decision on your own. You don't have to ask the other guy. Should I speak now? Okay, it's not like people are asking you a question and you are looking at the other guy. Should I say something? Okay, it's not like this. Okay, if you have to say it, you will decide that yeah, I can say it now. Okay, so you should be able to make your own decisions and balance decisions. Okay, you should be willing to help others in your team, in your society, in your company. Okay, you should be kind, you should be generous towards others as well. Okay, teamwork, you should be able to work with others. Okay, so there's a difference between this one and this one. Okay, I want to help everybody. I want to help everybody. But can I work with everybody? No, it's not possible. do a project which is good for, I'm doing a small project which will benefit maybe 1,000 employees. But that doesn't mean those 1,000 employees are part of my team. Okay, so helping and working are two different things. Helping someone and working with someone are two different things. Okay, so this means willing to help others. This means working with others to achieve the goal. Okay, so you should be able to tolerate others, you should be flexible with them, you should be supportive and so on. And the last thing is, we have talked about it, this is your main, right? This is the main trait which you should have in your personality. Okay, so duty ethics, as another name for duty ethics is so many difficult words, and you can read them, right? So deontological ethics. Okay. So some actions are wrong because they are wrong, not because what will happen because of that. Okay. Some actions are considered wrong, not on the basis of result, but on the basis of what type of action is it. Okay, for example, lying. Okay, you lie and you may get some profit. Will you consider this lying as good? No, right? It is bringing you profit, it is bringing you more business. Okay, clear or not? Okay, so duty ethics define those actions which are considered bad, whether they have good results or bad results. Okay, as a name for them is deontological ethics. Okay, I've never started again. So when you are judging the performance of any guy, then you judge it according to their duty ethics. For example, somebody is coming late. Okay, they come late, then they are saving the electricity, they are doing more jobs or doing more work outside, or they are working faster. Okay, so in terms of result, this is, they are performing. They are saying they are giving the same result as the other guys. But coming late is considered bad, right? So when you are measuring their performance, you will say this guy is always coming late. Okay, so duty ethics are often used to measure the performance of people or your workers. Okay, so you can list them as the list of duties which they have to do. So duty ethics are those things which a normal person, or what they are saying is a rational person, a person who uses their mind will do in normal situation. Okay, duty ethics are those things which a normal rational person, a thinking person would do in normal situations. Okay, for example, he should not have any self-bias. Self-bias meaning I do something to benefit myself, I do something to benefit my friend. Okay, whether it's right or wrong. Okay, so this is called as self-bias. Okay, has knowledge about others' behaviors and about has knowledge about other people, the society, the science, and the profession and everything. Okay, he will try to promote long-term interest of the society and the co-workers and the client and the boss. Okay, he will try to seek agreement with others. He will try to, convince them. Okay, so if a person is saying whether I'm right or wrong, you have to do it. Whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me, you have to do it. Okay, so he is forcing them to do something without their agreement. Okay, so they may do it once or twice, but in the long term, it will not work. Okay, people will start running away from it. Okay, so a rational person will try to convince others so they can work with their own will. Okay, not because I'm saying. They do it because they are satisfied. Okay, so this all comes under duty ethics. Okay, having no bias, having knowledge, promoting the interest of others, and trying to convince others to work with you. Okay, a rational person. Okay, so we say that a rational person should have these things, right? So what is a rational person? The person who will make decisions based on facts and figures. Okay, so again going back to the first point. Okay, so a rational person will not make decisions because of this. Okay, so he will not say that, for example, somebody comes, so you are working on the site, somebody comes and they say that there is a problem on this location, there is a problem in this activity, there is a problem with this material. Okay, and you reject his opinion because he is not from your company. Okay, did you go and look at the problem yourself? No, you didn't. Okay, so that means you are not acting rationally. Okay, a rational person will at least go and check if he is saying right or not. Even if he is not from your company, even if he is very low in terms of profession and so on and so forth, a rational person will always look at the data and the information. Okay. Okay, so we talked about some of the other theories, some of the other ethical theories as well. Okay, so these are called consequential theories. Okay, and in consequential theories, these are some of the items which I showed you in the list. Okay, so for example, ethical egoism. Okay, an action which is morally right, if the consequences are more favorable to one person than the other. Okay. So this is called the ethical egoism. Okay. So you are saying something which is correct, but you are saying to get the benefit for yourself. Okay. You are saying it so that you get the benefit yourself. Okay. So you are presenting your project report. You are presenting your project progress of your project. Okay. So what you are saying is correct, but how you are doing it is for your own benefit. The boss will think he is doing everything, and the others are not doing their job. Okay, so the action is correct, but how you are doing it is only for your own benefit. So this comes under ethical egoism. Okay, then we have ethical altruism, which is an action is correct. An action is correct, but the consequences of the action are more beneficial to others. So these are two opposites. Okay, here you are doing the correct action, but the benefit is only for you. Okay, here you are doing the correct action, but the benefit is for others. You will get into trouble. Okay, so this is ethical altruism. So they are opposite of each other. Then we have utilitarianism. Okay, good. Utilitarianism. So if the action is correct, if the consequences are more favorable than unfavorable to everyone. Okay, an action is considered correct if there are more benefits than harm for everybody. Okay, so in ethical egoism, an action is correct if it is beneficial for you. Altruism, an action is considered correct if it has more benefits for others. Utilitarianism means an action is considered correct if it has more benefits for everybody. Okay, in all these things, there is one common factor, which is every action has benefits and some harm. Every action has some benefit and some harm. Okay, so I told you in the last lecture as well, the online lecture, that there is no situation in the world, there is no solution in the world which will solve your problems 100%. Okay, there is no such thing as 100% or perfect solution in this world. Okay, so whatever action you are taking, it will fall under one of these categories. Okay, either it will have more benefits for you, either it will have more benefits for others, not for you, or either it will have more benefits for everybody, but still there will be some harm as well. Okay, there will be some disadvantages as well. Okay, so consequentialism theories focus on the end result. Okay, these theories focus on the end result. So they say an action can be considered correct if the results are correct. Okay. Okay. We already talked about it. Yeah. So if an action is producing more good benefits, that is considered good. Okay. The goodness of the action depends upon how much good or how many benefits you are getting out of it. If benefits are more, disadvantages are less, then you should do it. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, we are focusing on the everybody. Okay, because you are talking about the result now. You are talking about the result. Okay, not the action itself. Who is doing the action? Maybe one person. But you will look at the result. Okay, is the result good for everybody? You will consider it good. Okay, if the result is not good for, or the result has more benefits for everybody, you will consider it good. If the result has less benefits for everybody, you will not consider it good. Okay, but the action could be anything. The action itself could be anything. Okay, it may involve something which may not be considered good, but we will still do it because the result is good. Okay, so we talked about duty ethics earlier. I'll go back. This was the other way around. Here, an action itself is considered good or bad, whatever the result is. I told you, right? Like lying. Okay? So if I lie, I may get good result, but still it will be considered bad according to my duty ethics, according to my performance. But in consequentialism theory, something which is considered good may be considered, something which is considered bad may be considered good because of the results. Okay? So this is the difference between these two. And okay, so why do we need to focus on ethics? Why should we know about ethics? So ethics will make sure that there is harmony and there is smoothness in how people are communicating and working with each other. Okay, and they are looking after each other's benefits. They are looking for mutual benefits. Okay, they are doing things which will be beneficial to everybody. Okay, so ethics will make sure about that. It will also make sure that you are treating others nicely. You are treating others nicely. So you are working towards common benefit. You are treating others nicely, and it will also suppress your self-interests. Okay, why do people do bad things? Why would somebody do something bad? Why? Why would you lie? Why would you cheat? Why would you steal something? Because of who? People know that lying is bad, right? People know cheating is bad. People know stealing is bad. Okay, but why would they do it? Because of their own benefits. Okay, so when you have ethical standards, it makes sure that you follow them, even if it is going against you. So you will not disrupt the society, you will not disrupt the company, you will not disrupt the project just because it's good for you. I'll give you a good example from traffic. Okay, so we have a signal, right? Like traffic light. Traffic light is red. What are you supposed to do? Stop, right? Sometimes people don't stop. Okay, why? Because they have to go somewhere, right? They are not thinking about if I run the light, I may risk others, right? Okay, so their self-interest is putting others in danger. If they get into an accident, it could be a very serious accident. They may kill a person who is crossing the road. Okay, so ethics make sure that you do not harm others just because of your own benefit. Okay, so ethics make sure that everybody is working for a common goal and they are working with each other nicely. They are treating each other nicely, and they also make sure that people do not cross the line just because of their own benefit. Okay.